Good day, viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Strange Stories. I'm John Brown. Our lead story for today. You will spend life in jail. Teenagers who shot JPMD Officer Matome 9 times cry after being told. The wheels of justice are turning, and the consequences of a brutal act are beginning to dawn on for young individuals in South Africa. What started as a suspected robbery spiraled into a tragedy that claimed the lives of a dedicated law enforcement officer and an innocent bystander. Now, the accused face the possibility of spending the rest of their lives behind bars. The story unfolded on the 14th of May 2025 in Vlakfontein, a township south of Johannesburg. JMPD Officer Matome Mokoena, a man known and respected in his community, was on duty when he responded to a call about a shooting. Little did he know that this call would be his last. According to sources close to the investigation, the chain of events began when Ntuthuko Mathe, a civilian, allegedly witnessed four individuals robbing a local spaza shop. One of the individuals, later identified as 18-year-old Chiamolefagay, allegedly opened fire on Mathe, killing him instantly. Officer Mokoena and his colleagues arrived at the scene shortly after. As they approached a white VW Polo with Northwest registration, believed to be the suspect's vehicle, Lefagay allegedly jumped out and chased after Mokoena and his partner. In a chilling turn of events, Lefagay allegedly cornered Mokoena in a nearby yard and fired 9 shots at close range, killing him. The suspect then allegedly disarmed the fallen officer, taking his service weapon. Another suspect, Bonganimpie, 18, allegedly jumped into the marked JMPD vehicle and pursued Mokoena's colleague, who managed to escape and hide. The 4 suspects then allegedly drove to a house in Lehigh, where they attempted to conceal the JMPD vehicle before abandoning it. The news of Officer Mokoena's death left JPMD officers feeling unsafe and fearing for their dear lives. He was described as a dedicated officer who was deeply committed to serving and protecting the residents of Vlakfontein. His loss was felt not only by his family and colleagues but by the entire community. In the days following the incident, a massive manhunt was launched to apprehend the suspects. A multidisciplinary team, comprising members of the Hawks, the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, the JMPD, the Ekurhuleni Metro Police, Gauteng Provincial Crime Intelligence, and the Provincial Tracking Team, worked tirelessly to track down the individuals responsible for the officer's death. The investigation led the team to a residence in Dobsonville in Soweto, where the vehicle allegedly used by the suspects was found. Further investigation led them to another residence where 2 firearms were recovered, one with the serial number filed off and the second belonging to the slain officer. Eventually, 5 suspects were apprehended in connection with the murder. However, one was later released, leaving 4 to face the full weight of the law. The accused were identified as Chiamolefagay, aged 18, Buhle Mahlangu, aged 19, Tisetso Sikhakhane, aged 25, and Bonganimpie, aged 18. On Monday, the 19th of May 2025, the 4 suspects appeared in a packed Lenasia Regional Court. The courtroom was filled with Vlakfontein residents who had come to show their support for Officer Mokoena and to demand justice for his death. Outside the court, residents chanted slogans and displayed placards reading a justice for Mokoena and Mathe. As the charges were read, a palpable sense of tension filled the courtroom. The accused were charged with 2 counts of murder, 1 of attempted murder, illegal possession of a firearm, possession of the gun allegedly used to kill the officer and the civilian, and 2 counts of possession of ammunition. The gravity of the situation seemed to hit the accused as they learned the potential consequences of their actions. With tears in their eyes, they shook their heads in disbelief and scratched their heads. Mpie repeatedly shook his head and looked at Lefagay, saying, "Do you see now?" Lefagay replied by rubbing Mpie's back, telling him not to worry. The possibility of life imprisonment loomed large, casting a shadow over their young lives. The case has brought to the forefront the issue of crime and lawlessness in South African communities. Many residents feel that they are living in a state of siege, with criminals operating with impunity. The death of Officer Mokoena has only heightened these fears and frustrations. Ward Councillor Sithembiso Zungu claimed that since the arrest of the 4, there had been less crime in Vlakfontein. Are we ensured that they are arrested? Justice must take its course. They mustn't be granted bail. Our area has been rough for the past few weeks. We now live peacefully without fear of being robbed or shot dead, Zungu said. The Hawks are probing whether the accused are linked to other crimes, including murder, attempted murder, robberies, house robberies, and hijacking in Vlakfontein and Lenasia South. The incident has also raised questions about the availability of firearms and the ease with which they can be obtained by criminals. The fact that the suspects were allegedly in possession of 2 firearms, including Officer Mokoena's service weapon, is a cause for concern. The South African government has been grappling with the issue of gun control for many years. There are strict laws in place regarding the possession and use of firearms, but these laws are often not effectively enforced. As a result, there are a large number of illegal firearms circulating in the country, contributing to the high levels of crime and violence. The case has also highlighted the importance of community involvement in fighting crime. The residents of Vlakfontein played a crucial role in assisting law enforcement officers in tracing the suspects. Their willingness to come forward with information and to cooperate with the police was instrumental in bringing the accused to justice. David Tembe, strategic advisor to member of the mayoral committee Ntuthuko, applauded the community for their assistance. Without them, we wouldn't have been in court today. We must acknowledge them. Such killings mustn't happen again. Mokoena was loved by his community. He was their officer. They trusted him, Tembe concluded. The relationship between the JMPD and the communities must be strengthened to fight crime. Ntuthuko Mathe's daughter, Spahle Mazungula, believes her father was killed after witnessing a crime. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. He was killed because he was known to the suspects. I took them, the accused, as my brothers. It pains me when I think of what they did, Mazungula said. She applauded the community of Vlakfontein for actively assisting law enforcement officers in tracing the suspects. She has called for the accused to be denied bail, stating that they are dangerous. The case of the 4 accused is a stark reminder of the human cost of crime and the devastating impact it can have on individuals, families, and communities. It is a call for action to address the root causes of crime and to create a safer and more just society for all. As the legal proceedings unfold, the eyes of the nation will be on the Lenasia Regional Court, waiting to see whether justice will be served. The outcome of this case will not only determine the fate of the 4 accused but will also send a message about the value of human life and the consequences of criminal behavior. The 4 are expected back in court on Tuesday for legal representation. The case continues. Thank you for watching this news video. We'd love to hear what you think about this story, so please leave your comments below. We read them all and appreciate your insights. Join us again in our next strange story. Until then, goodbye.